If I handed you a shirt just like this one, would you wear it? Would you not wear it? What do you immediately think when you see this shirt? Do you think it's amazing? Do you think it's fun? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's embarrassing? Do you think I should burn it? Would you take that shirt that I gave you and just run and hide and bury it, or maybe burn it or throw it in the trash? Would you wear it proudly? Would you be excited to? Which of those resonated with you? Now, what's amazing is what you said, the story you told yourself, all the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings, what you said to yourself inside your head, that has absolutely nothing to do with the shirt. That's the amazing part. We think it has everything to do with the shirt, but what it has to do with is our past experiences, our fears. That's what's telling us whether this shirt's awesome or terrible. Now, how does this relate to your life? Well, so many of us, we take all of our past, all of our experiences, all of our things that didn't go right, or maybe when we were embarrassed by something, or maybe a bad experience, and we take that and we push it forwards into our future, into our present, and we live based on all those experiences from the past. And so you see this shirt perhaps, and you're like, that's a great shirt. That's what I said when I saw it. I thought, that's amazing. I love this shirt. Other people are like, that's a terrible shirt. I'd never be caught dead wearing it. Why would they not be caught dead wearing it? Well, most likely, the people who wouldn't want to wear this shirt had some experience in the past where when attention was brought to them, they had a negative experience. And so it's best to be in the shadows. It's best to be hidden. It's best to not stand out. They have a saying over in Japan for a long time, the nail that stands out gets pounded. And it was ruthless for hundreds of years over there. If you've ever studied their history, it's very interesting. The samurai had, as I understand it, a license to kill too. It would be one way you could phrase it. And if you stood out, you made them angry, most of the time they were justified in that killing. And so in that culture, you wouldn't want to stand out in a bad way. And so those people probably wouldn't want to go and make a big scene about things. But if you're in a culture and you've grown up in a state where it was okay to attract positive attention your way, you probably wouldn't have those same kinds of fears. So what is it that you're triggered by in your life and in business? I can tell you from my own experience, for a long time, I was triggered and had a terrible, like you see these orange cones warning you about the danger under the tarp and don't drive over it. I had that same warning. It went off every time I was supposed to bill someone. Oh man, I can't bill anyone. I can't charge someone money for this. I can't do. And it was a horrible thing that was holding me back. And it was destroying my future and my present, but it was something that had happened decades in the past. When we can come to terms with the fact that our past oftentimes has these tendrils that are reaching forward and are controlling and pulling us like strings, like a puppet almost, and we can start cutting the strings we don't want, what happens is you start having far more freedom. There was also a point in my life where I had an experience where I decided it was better to stand in the shadows. I had that experience myself, so I was there. But once I realized, oh, that was just one bad experience, that's not a predictor of the future, and it's not a predictor of what's going to happen if I put on my banana shirt, then all of a sudden, it changed the whole mindset. And the things that used to be scary are no longer scary. And we can change that fast. Now, oftentimes it doesn't happen that fast, but there are tips, tricks, and strategies that people can employ to start melting some of those fears, some of those issues, if you will, and allow them almost like a snowball in the hot sun to just start to melt away. But you have to be aware that things have happened that are controlling you, and you have to be willing to allow yourself to change. I was in a meeting just the other day, and I was talking to this great guy. He's got all kinds of talents and skills, but he has this concept that he is this way, and his personality is set, his traits are set, his character is set, and as such, he can't change. Now, what a terrible, terrible mindset to have. What if they were willing to allow a little shift in their life? What if they were willing to allow themselves to grow and develop in new ways? For them, they feel like, I am rigid to this, and if I change from that, I'm not being true to myself, and if I'm not true to myself, then who am I being? Which is a really interesting mindset to have, but it's holding him back from all of the goals that he was hoping to accomplish. How many times is that your story? If you know somebody who's struggling with that, what is it that's holding them back? Oftentimes it's easier for us to look out at someone else and see what's holding them back than it is for us to look internally. But I'd invite you, if you're not where you want to be in life, if you're facing struggles that you can't seem to overcome, ask yourself, what are the tendrils of my past that are reaching forward and pulling me like a puppet on a string? Then start cutting them.